Okay, let's pick the bones out of our game here then. We'll start with what Liverpool did right. And actually, for Joe Gomez, some brilliant blocks early. Great on his side, on the left-hand side.
Yeah, well, that's the advantage of having the extra defender. You can have 5 across your back line, you can shift across, it's less spaces for PSG to pass and run into. And on a couple of occasions, Joe done extremely well. And I think Liverpool as a team, for large periods of the game, they did nullify and keep PSG out. But the quality comes from all over the pitch with this team. They stretch you with width, they've got runners in behind, they pick up all the awkward spaces in and around your shape and your formation. But if you look at Joe Gomez's position here, he's just ready to help Kirkes. Kirkes doesn't do good enough, he's a bit weak, but Joe gets him out of trouble and bails him out. Maybe that doesn't come, that tackle, if you've only got 2 centre-backs. Yeah. But they're excellent at shifting your shape. They move it really quick, high intensity, and they find these gaps and they pass and run into them. Again, a last-ditch block. This time they don't get it right because Konate doesn't shift over quick enough. So if you see the space between him and Frimpong, they stay over this side of the pitch because they've got a lot of bodies here. And this is the spiteful pass right to the heart, passing and running forward. Gravenberch is slow to react, and it's an unbelievable solo goal.
Yeah, this is a great angle. You see Kvaratskhelia runs past Szoboszlai. Gravenberch doesn't react quick enough. Lovely pass through the legs of Frimpong. And then it's all about the Georgian, isn't it? When he gets into the box, he doesn't panic. He just goes around Mamardashvili, rolls it into the empty net because everybody's gambled to get across. It was a lovely goal, but a poor one defensively. People running past you off your shoulder and you not following them, going with them. But you see, in the end, Liverpool made 4 substitutions at 1 goal because they looked knackered. They looked out on their feet, I thought. A lot of them are fit, good runners. Some of them just didn't react today.
This team grinds you down with the ball, the speed, the way they move the ball, the shifting you, they've got forward runs, and then eventually that one moment where you just switch off or you're a little bit slow to react and the best teams will kill you.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the first goal because it came 11 minutes, so they're trailing from 11 minutes in, and it was so unfortunate, Maka, because it took a massive deflection.
Yeah, I mean, they just get caught out. Konate, again, being overly aggressive, wanting to push forwards when he probably doesn't need to. And then they're all just trying to get back in. When it comes left here to Doué, they probably should keep him on his left foot. But the fact that they've allowed him back in the pitch, Weerts, and then Frimpong going the other way, that's the danger area. And then they do get very fortunate. Of course they do. It takes a massive big deflection off Gravenberch and over Mamardashvili's head, and there's nothing they can do about that. That's just unfortunate. But it should have probably been dealt with a little bit better. Show him away from the goal, show him on his weaker side, and then regroup and start again.
Yeah, let's get some reaction from the Liverpool camp, because the captain, Virgil van Dijk, is speaking with Jules Breach.
Virgil, how do you sum that up?
Tough work, what was expected. I think we defended with a lot of bodies around the box. Fortunately, the first goal is a deflection. We had some small moments on the break where we could have done better. Obviously, I'm not happy, losing it, not whatsoever. The only positive thing is that we have another game to play next week. But now, obviously, it's a quick turnaround, and Fulham waiting for us as well.
How challenging was it switching to a back 5 tonight?
Well, it's what they do, isn't it? So they obviously move around everywhere, basically, and you have to communicate well, you have to follow your man. You have to take risk in that sense as well, sometimes, and wait for the right moment to win the ball and hopefully do them on the counter. And I think we had some opportunities to do that. Didn't do it too well, but hopefully we can be much better, especially in possession at Anfield.
With the game at 2-0, how much relief was there that the penalty decisions went your way?
Well, it's a clear good tackle, so it's not a coincidence, to be honest, that this should be disallowed. So, yeah.
And how crucial could some of Mamardashvili's saves be tonight?
Well, hopefully very crucial. Obviously, last year we played a game here that we should have lost, but we won it, and Ali had to play probably his best game of his career, but we couldn't get the job done at Anfield. But now we are 2-0 down, and we have to get a special performance next week. But we have a very important game before that as well. So, focus on that.
Does it feel like a manageable scoreline that you can turn the game around, especially being at Anfield with your fans there?
Well, we shouldn't forget that we play against the European Championship champions of last season, and you see the quality they have. You see the games that they played already this season, even in the league, but also in the Champions League, and how good they can be. It doesn't really matter away or home. So we have to be absolutely spot on with everything we do. But hopefully our fans can play a big part in that as well. I've been through many special evenings at Anfield, and I'm very lucky and privileged. And our fans, you know, that's the backbone of the club, and hopefully they can be there for us again.
As you mentioned, though, another big game in the Premier League to come on Saturday before the second leg. PSG have a full rest. Do you see that as an advantage for them?
We have to focus on ourselves, and that's the only thing what I'm doing.
Virgil, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, we'll discuss it because, as Jules was saying there, PSG given the weekend off. Liverpool have to turn this around again and go again against Fulham, which is a massive match because they want to hang on to 5th. Yeah. And since Arsenal got that point last night, it means that they do have that position as a Champions League spot for a Premier League side. It just feels like it's never ending for Liverpool.
Yeah, well, that's being part of being a Liverpool player and being at a big club and you know, being in these competitions. The games come thick and fast. They have to reset, recover as fast as they can and be ready for Fulham, because Fulham will come to Anfield and fancy the chances of getting something. And this is arguably as important as the second leg, because Champions League football is so crucial for Liverpool moving forward. So recover, reset, and get ready for Fulham. And you know, PSG will come, you'll be ready for that game, but it's got to be full focus on Fulham.
Yeah.
Mako, you heard Virgil there saying in that interview, both those penalties for Konate were not penalties. The right decision was got to. Let's have a look at them, because tell me about the first one. I
thought the first one wasn't a penalty. I thought he made a good tackle. There's a slight, tiny bit of contact. I mean, they cut open them again, don't they? But he gets his right leg around. Yes, you could say there's a little bit of contact there, but there's more contact at corners. He wins the ball. It's no penalty.
It's an outstanding tackle.
Outstanding tackle. I shouted. I was right next to Ali and Darren Fletcher up there, and I waved my hand. No chance. I didn't think it was a penalty at all. And he gets caught square on here in a run race with Nuno Mendes. And he's got this thing, Konate, about leaning and putting his hands on people. We've seen it 1,000 times. It's a slight push, but probably.
Yes.
I mean,
there is an arm, there is a slight push, but it's probably the speed he's running at as well. He's always going to
exactly.
Go.
Slightly off balance.
Slightly harsh.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's like the Elise one last night in the last minute. Sometimes it's easy just to say, you know what, we'll leave that alone. The 2-0 up, we'll leave it be. But he has to get that out of his game. Konate, that lean, that arm
You're
out.
giving the referee a chance and an option to punish you. That's what you do, and being a little bit sloppy with your arms.
And also, at that point in the game, when you're already 2-0 down, 3-0 you might as well have just said, look, we'll just go home, but don't bother playing the second. He's got to be really careful.
Did you not watch the Barcelona game years ago?
Oh, I did. Were you in it, mate?
I was in the stands, yeah. I was in the
Did you feature? Hey, look, there have been comebacks more recently than that as well with this Liverpool side. And yes, there's different personnel. Yes, there's a different manager. Do you feel like I can see your face, Mackie. You don't feel like it's a possibility, do you?
I just think there's I mean, the Barcelona game, which Stephen alluded to, that was an incredible game because, you know, the Messis, that Suarez as they had, and then Liverpool were without Salah and Firmino, so everybody was quite laid back, thinking it was nigh on impossible to keep them quiet. I mean, they missed some chances that evening. Barcelona, it was a wonderful night. I just think it's going to be really, really difficult to keep these quiet. They're a very good team. They were at Anfield last year and shows what they could do. It looks as if there's a big gulf between them the way they played tonight, and they can cut through you. It's going to take something extra special, I think, next week to turn it over. I really do, because the way Liverpool are playing at this moment in time, and then you've got the Fulham game, which is equally important. They can have a rest because they're not playing Lens. They'll come refreshed and go again, and I just think it'll be very, very hard. But you have to believe, don't you? The fans will be there, and the fans will be on their side, and they'll make as much noise as possible, make it as difficult as they can for PSG. But they did this last year, and PSG went and won there. So, you know, at least they're in with a fighting chance.
And maybe you can hold on to that a little bit, because it can go penalties. There is a lot of luck involved in it. Guys, I want to show you when Liverpool did get their chances, they were quite wasteful with them.
Yeah, you know, they got into some decent positions. They get down the side of the box, so, you know, opportunities like that. Take the 1v1. Take the 1v1, try and get a corner, try and get an outcome, but it's a bit of a sloppy cross again. He tries the first attempt. It's a poor cross. He gets a second opportunity there because PSG is sloppy. This is the moment. You've got to make these opportunities count. When you come in here against a really tough time, you know you're going to be feeding on scraps and bits of moments. This was a fantastic counter-attack breakaway. Wirtz does amazing. Little lifts the ball over Nunes. He's strong. Fantastic passing. Again, take the 1v1 on your strong side, on your right foot, and get a shot off. Minimum, get a corner. These outcomes could lead to a very important goal, but Liverpool he huffed and puffed and got into some decent areas, but it wasn't enough going forward.
That's why we said they were lightweight. You see Ekitike there, and you go back to Paris's first goal, big deflection. Ekitike, right foot, take the shot on. But
worst case you get a corner, Maka.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
He chops inside into 3 PSG bodies, so he's got no awareness. You just go, you get your shot away. It could go through somebody's legs, could fly back in the net. Goalkeeper could make a mistake, but he took the easy part and lost the ball, and then it was right back again. Everybody back down that way to defend. So that's why I said before, I just felt they were really lightweight tonight. I wanted more from them, to be braver and more quality. And it was a bit like, ugh, you know.
Yeah. Couple, won't
We'll
we?
get loads of trouble.
Hello, Mo. How you doing? He's not.
Don't worry.
No, it's fair enough.
Okay. Good.
Lovely to see you. Very well, thank you. A funny night, really. Can't ask him, obviously. We understand. Look, we get our certain ramifications. But how would you be feeling if you were Mohamed Salah watching on that?
And he made 5 substitutions.
Yeah, frustrated, because I think he'd be sitting there thinking I would back myself to influence this game and improve proceedings, certainly from going forward point of view. So I think he'll be a little bit sad and frustrated. But credit to him, he's just stayed behind there and done extra running, because if there wasn't a midweek game, Wednesday probably would be a big session. So in his mind, he's already got his mind on Fulham and he's doing extra work, which shows the pro and the mentality that you're dealing with.
Would you start him in the second leg at home?
Would I start him? I personally would. I don't know Isak's fitness. He had 20 minutes tonight. I think he'll play against Fulham. And depending on how that result goes, I would certainly play him. I would do. And I would play him tonight, goals. To be honest. They need goals.
They need goals.
He's the best at doing it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, why don't we hear from Arne Slot? He's been speaking to Jules Breach and see what he made of that game.
Arne, how do you reflect on that result?
If you reflect on the whole game, I think we should be lucky with only losing 2-0, because they had more chances than the only goals they scored. Although the first goal was, of course, felt hard, because we hardly haven't given anything away, and then a deflected shot goes in. But afterwards they had enough chances to score more, and I think it's very good for us that we're still in the tie, and that we can now bring them to Anfield, and we all know how much of a difference Anfield can make for us.
Because it is only 2-0, as you say, how crucial could some of Mamardashvili's saves turn out to be in this tie?
Yeah, very crucial. I watched the game yesterday between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, and I saw Manuel Neuer being very, very, very important for Bayern Munich, making a lot of good saves, and I think that's what Georgie had for us to do. But you need performances like that against a team like Paris Saint-Germain. You need a hard-working team that tries to do everything to prevent them from scoring. I think that's what we saw, but it was difficult. But the moment when we needed Georgie, he was there for us. Unfortunately for him, the first one was deflected, but he played a very good game today.
You frustrated you didn't create more chances, though?
Yes and no. Yes, because we want to create much more. No, because there was not a lot to create for us. They were just having the ball a lot, incredible tempo and pace all over the place. I think you could see that we've tried many times to press them high, and a few times that was working, but a lot of times also then they were able to play through us. So when we went man to man, especially in the first half, 2 or 3 times they played the ball in behind and run off us, and I think that happened in the second half a few times as well. So maybe when we were in a low block we have hardly conceded, although the first goal was of course when we were in a low block. And there were a few times players of us in promising positions. I think Hugo had a few times a moment where he was one-on-one with Marquinhos, but yeah, that's also their quality. They just keep going, and then as a number 9 or Hugo, whoever it is probably a bit tired the moment when he has to show up, and that's also part of their quality. But I stood here similar last season, although we won 1-0, but the game was exactly the same, and the game at Anfield was completely different. So we're happy that we're still in this tie.
Okay, Arne Slot there saying, look, they are fortunate to only concede 2. Maka, we'll show you what he's talking about. Dembele had a few chances. Yep. The goalkeeper was really good tonight as well. Tell us.
Yes. Mamardashvili was excellent tonight when called upon, because of course the ghost of Alisson last year was so good here, so he needed a big night. The first goal was unfortunate, but you're right, Liverpool benefited tonight on poor finishing by Paris Saint-Germain, and particularly Dembele. He should have scored a couple. He's normally in great form, isn't he? And he hit the post a couple of times, and he tried to walk one in late on in the game, but he could easily have had a hat-trick. So you could have, you know, the only saving grace, we keep going back to it as frustrated Liverpool fans, is that they're still in the tie because of not because of the way they played necessarily, because of just certain circumstances within the game, them missing chances. So they got an opportunity, but it could have been out of reach tonight easily.
Yeah, listen, they've got a fighter's chance. They've got a small chance, and that's the only positive to take away. If you look at the stats, we watched the game. It was complete domination. PSG controlled the majority of the game. I think the tactics from Liverpool and the shape and the formation contain them in certain parts of the game. But overall, you look at the passes, 744 to 200 and odd. No shots on target from Liverpool.
26% possession as well.
That's not Liverpool.
That's never
Liverpool. That's not Liverpool. But I agree with the manager. I thought his interview was really good. It was honest. And the biggest positive to take away is they are in it. You score first next week. The atmosphere will be different. Liverpool will be more bold, more aggressive. They can put more attackers on the pitch. So that's the takeaway for Liverpool fans and for the team and the manager.
It's the first time they haven't registered a shot on target in the Champions League since November 2020. That was against Atalanta at Anfield. Just something to think about. We're going to get a chance to speak to Luis Enrique now, the PSG boss. He's speaking with Jules.
Luis, congratulations. Are you pleased with that scoreline or frustrated you weren't able to kill the game off?
I think it's a pity because I deserve a little more. We could score more goals and we created clear chances, especially in the second half. But that's football, it's normal, you have to accept that. We are trying to recover as soon as possible and try to focus on the next match in Anfield.
Are you surprised by the way Liverpool set up tonight? It's not their usual shape.
No, I know Arne is a great coach and it's the first time that they play with 5 back. But we are used to watch other teams changing all the time formation to play against us. It's normal. I think they played a great match. It was difficult. Physicality, they are very strong. A lot of quality players, individual quality players, and it was a very nice match. It's always a pleasure playing against Arne Slot and their teams because they try to play football and offensive way, and it was nice for watch.
Talk us through that second goal. 27 passes led to Kvaratskhelia scoring. Just a bit of individual brilliance from him at the end.
We have that idea to play in football in that way, and today I think the connection between the supporters, the ambience on the stadium, and the attitude of the players, it's amazing, and we are connected, and that's very nice.
Do you expect a very different game at Anfield?
It's normal. We are going to prepare that match the best way, but we are going to suffer in Anfield because Anfield is a stadium also special, but we are looking forward to playing that match.
Your players have a rest before then. Is that an advantage?
Tomorrow and after tomorrow. 2 days for rest and have fun.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
OK, guys, look, I loved his reaction when he said it's going to be a different story at Anfield. Of course it is. Liverpool have got to be Liverpool at Anfield and not what we've seen tonight.
They've got to be different, but I think the atmosphere is going to be in Liverpool's favour. I think the manager will pick a more bold team, more aggressive team. I think it'll have more firepower in it, and if Liverpool can get off to the right start and get the noses in front, everyone knows the atmosphere and the power of Anfield can help them on the day.
You agree, Mecca?
Absolutely, yeah. The fans are going to have to drag them forward. They're going to need a little bit of fortune at times. They're going to need something to happen to spark a result into life, but they can certainly do it.
Yeah, but before then, a massive match against Fulham. It just does not get easier, does it?
Are you? Okay, All good?
Hi, how you doing?
You good?
All right. Hello, bye.
Safe journey, let's see.